Well, hello my friends, this is Kevin, the Homemaker husband. Once again, I would like to say welcome and thank you for choosing to spend a few of your precious moments with me. I'm going to have to talk, maybe I'll do it at the end of this video. We've had a lot of new subscribers and I do welcome you. I'm grateful and I hope you will continue to watch. It's been a while since I've talked about why this channel is called The Homemaker Husband, why I am the Homemaker Husband. So I probably should try and bring you up to speed on that. I'll do that at the end of this video. First off, I do have a little bit of a grocery haul again here today, which kind of seems to be normal, but I also want to talk about the grocery haul a little bit in regards to this. We have had people question us about whether we're buying Canadian or boycotting American things. And I'm going to tell you right up front, we are not doing that. What we are doing is buying what we can afford. As I've said before, sometimes the price point on a product is favorable and it's the product that we prefer. Sometimes they intersect and we're able to buy what we want for the price we want, the product we want, right? Sometimes we can't necessarily just go and get the absolute product we want because we have to compromise because of the price. But we're not worrying so much about buying Canadian, and I can explain to you why. And if you're diehard in favor of buying Canadian, then you're going to just continue doing it. And listen, we're supposed to be a free people, and if that's what you want to do, then you're more than welcome to do it, right? The problem with saying that you're only just going to buy Canadian is you can really hurt Canadians when you do that. Some of you might disagree with me on that point, and you're allowed to. So I want to kind of gather my thoughts here and get it right. And of course, there are people that can argue anything. Michelle is going to insert a little video. It's less than a minute long that I shot the other morning. I was going into Costco to pick up a trailer to take to Moncton. So I was working. It was before 8 o'clock in the morning, and I pulled in and I shot this video. I'm here at Costco this morning just to pick up a trailer, but maybe you can see here the amount of vehicles. It's not 8 o'clock in the morning yet. So all of these vehicles that we see are just the employees. So yeah, Costco is an American company, parent company, but look at my fellow countrymen that work here. You would assume that there's one person per car, and that would be the best case scenario, right? Maybe there is two in some of them. So at any rate, it's a lot of our Canadians that we would put out of work if we quit shopping. When you see the video and you hear me talking in it, you'll understand what I'm doing. I'm just basically looking at the cars that were there. I didn't bother counting them, and because I'm moving, you can't really see maybe as well as I would like for you to have, but there's a lot of cars there. And as it turns out, on the other end of the building, there's just as many or more cars there. And all of those cars belong to employees that are working at Costco. And those employees would be Canadians. Some of them would be, I'm going to say new Canadians. They might not be Canadian citizens, but there's been a lot of people move into this part of the world in the last couple of years. And there's quite a few that work at Walmart. There's quite a few, or at Costco. There's a lot that work. They just work everywhere, right? Which is the reason they came here. So I'm certainly not saying anything about that, but my only point is, yes, Costco is an American parent company, but they employ a lot of Canadians at their Canadian locations. It's the same with Walmart. There's probably 300 people that work just around the corner here at this Walmart. If you really wanted to put your money where your mouth is, you stop buying, and I don't mean that in an ignorant way, it's just an expression. You would stop buying from American-owned companies, right? And you would hurt your fellow Canadians, because if everybody quit shopping at Walmart and Costco because they're American-owned companies, obviously the stores would close and there would be a pile of people out of work, right? So we have to consider that. As far as the products that I have here, I don't know. I don't even know. I'm guessing that the vast majority of them, looking at them, are Canadian products. I can tell you for a fact that quite a few of the products that I have here are products made in Canada, probably, but by an American parent company, owned by an American parent company. And that's just the way it is. That's the way our countries have been intertwined, right? So, also, I didn't go online to make a list or anything, but we know that tariffs have been in effect one way or another, or both ways, forever and a day. Tariffs are just a thing. Canada levies more tariffs against the United States, and the two biggest things are dairy and lumber. I should say two biggest things, but dairy and lumber are huge. And we're talking with the dairy, I think the tariffs are around 350% levied against the Americans to protect Canadian farmers, right? So it's kind of the pot calling the kettle black when we get all over the US for charging us tariffs. And besides that, there's probably a pretty good reason, like Trump or hate him, I don't care. Trump is trying to use tariffs to secure the border, in a nutshell. And the last few years, like, our government hasn't been doing that. In the last 9 years specifically, our government has been ignoring that, just like the last administration in the US ignored borders. It's intentional. They're doing it for a reason, and the reason is not good, whether you like it or not. As I said, we're not really trying to do a political debate here. We're not. I'm just saying the Buy Canadian thing is a bandwagon issue. We weren't worrying about it a month ago, and in about a month from now, or 2 months at the most, we won't be worrying about it then either. So, do what's financially best for your family is what it really comes down to. And I won't say follow your heart, because your heart is deceitful above all else and desperately wicked. Who can understand it, right? So, no. Think logically and really dive into things, and you'll be okay. Also, they're saying that as of this recording, Mark Carney, who is the de facto Prime Minister of Canada, even though no Canadian has ever voted for him in that position. And yes, there'll be some that say, well, the Liberal Party voted to put him in there, right? But that doesn't even count. That's not, no. Anyway, they're saying that tomorrow he's going to call an election. And this tariff issue, the Liberals are just trying to manipulate and gaslight people into thinking that this is the most pressing issue, and it's not. The last 9 years, the Trudeau government has been desperately hard on Canadians, and put us in this position that we find ourselves in today. So do some research on Mark Carney, and I don't think you're touching with a 10-foot pole. He's Justin Trudeau times 10. as far as I'm concerned. He's been probably calling the shots for the last 4 or 5 years anyway. But I don't want to get too far out in the weeds, and maybe Michelle will make me redo this, or maybe she'll make me she'll edit out the whole thing. But at any rate, right now, let's have a look at these few little grocery items that we got, and we will go from there. So stay tuned. Okay, these items right here, they came from No Frills. So what these are basically are vegan chocolate chips. We buy them because there's no dairy in them, so they don't really upset Michelle too much. So we got one bag of those, and then we got a block of this lactose-free marble cheese. They did not have this product at Walmart today. Usually we get it from there just because we have been for as long as we've been shopping at Walmart. We've been getting the lactose-free cheese from there. They did not have it today. So now it's better because rather than just go without, we can get it at No Frills. So that's what I did. Also, these two, there's 2 boxes of Kraft pasta salad here. Now, we made one of these salads last weekend, and Michelle tweaked it. Like, we didn't just follow the instructions on the box. She tweaked it, and my goodness, delicious, absolutely amazing. And maybe if you're real nice to her, she would share what she did to make that so good. And this right here, this no-name brand Southern Fried Style coating mix, right? That's their way of not getting sued. This is, you know, the brand name anyway. I won't even say the other to avoid any conflict. But yeah, we are really liking this. It's much cheaper than the brand name. I guess I can say Shake and Bake. We have that here too, but we like this better. It's quite a bit cheaper, so we bought it. Now the rest of this stuff came from Walmart. I'll just tell you that right up front, and I will show you what we got. 2 more tubes of this medium ground beef, and as you know, Michelle will put the prices up, but 2 tubes of that. We got 1 package of these McCain brand classic hash brown patties, potato patties, right? Ordinarily we buy them from Costco, and I probably will the next time, although it'll take us a while to eat these all up. But I bought a package of them. 2 more of cans of these great value sliced mushrooms. Michelle enjoys mushrooms very much. I like them too. And it's very convenient to have canned mushrooms on hand. Oh, excuse me. I bought this big party format box of Ritz crackers. 900 grams in that box. She'll put the price up, but when you do the math on it, that is a very good price. But this is the thing that I liked about it. 8 individual sachets right there. 8 individual bags. So I don't have to worry about all of them going stale just because I open one, right? We can open one at a time, eat away when they're gone. And I'm taking Ritz and a few pieces of cheese in my lunches, and I am thoroughly enjoying them. Thoroughly. I got 2 bottles of this Ray's, Sweet Baby Ray's, right there, honey barbecue sauce. It's Michelle's favorite. So I got 1 for the pantry shelf and 1 that will go in the fridge. I also got another 1 liter of my coffee cream, right? I am really enjoying that. I've always drank my coffee black, but as I said, I have a reason why I've decided putting the coffee cream in it, or decided to start putting it in, and I'm liking it. So I had to drink my coffee black this morning, and it was good. It's the way I've drank it for years, but I do enjoy this. We had to have another little bag. This is a 2.5 kilogram bag of great value unbleached all-purpose flour. Pretty much out of that, and we do have a recipe or 2 to make this weekend that requires flour, so we'll be out, right? Time to get a new one. I used up the last of this. I have a little bit left. You know how that works. It's not enough to cover a cookie sheet or anything, right? This is the non-stick slide. I don't know whether they call it slide anymore or not, but we got one of these. And this is the cheese. Michelle bought me a block of this last week, and my goodness, it's tasty. So Still on sale, so I got another one. Another one of these Brussels Stover, no sugar added chocolate bars. And they're on sale this week as well. But when I stop and look at that and see how much it costs, I'm thinking this is probably going to be the last one of these I get, right? I'll just do without it. Also, the asparagus was on sale this week, and Michelle said she wanted it, and we're gonna make probably an awful lot of that, at least half. Maybe she'll say cook it all tonight with supper. So I decided I wanted some green grapes as well, so I didn't buy this bag full or anything, but I got a few, and I've ate 2 or 3, and they're very tasty, so I'm glad I got them. I will enjoy them. I'm not going to eat too many at a time. I'm trying to watch my sugar intake, of course. And there, another 2 dozen large eggs. We still eat a lot of eggs. A loaf of whole wheat Wonder sandwich bread. Another package of the hamburger buns. As you know, I make my bologna sandwiches out of these. Works really well, and if it's not broke, I'm not gonna fix it. So I got Michelle 2 6-packs of these little cans, 222 milliliters in each can, because sometimes she doesn't feel like a 355 milliliter can. Get all tongue-tied there. And so we keep some of these for her. And down here also is a can, or a case, of her zero sugar. It's backwards there, but I don't think you have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that that's a zero sugar Canada Dry Ginger Ale. And that is the 7-Up Zero that I drink. No sugar stuff. I haven't been drinking very much of it, like at all. This is the first case I've had to buy for a few weeks. So yeah, it's working out all right for me. So anyway, that is the grocery haul for now. Stay tuned. We'll talk another minute or two, and I'll let you go. Okay, my friends, by way of wrapping up this video a little bit, I definitely have more ideas coming, but by way of wrapping this video up a little bit, maybe I should, for the sake of those who are new or newer to the channel, once again, I want to say welcome, and I'm very grateful that you're here. I thought I should take a moment to explain why this channel is called The Homemaker Husband. My wife, through no fault of her own, suffers from a rather debilitating condition. Now, I want to say quite firmly that Michelle is very private about her medical issues. Lots of people try to speculate and try to guess. But I'm just going to say her condition is very rare. Really, in the grand scheme of things, it's very rare, and it's quite complicated, and you won't guess. So just trust me on that. Her condition is not necessarily, and I say necessarily, I chose that word on purpose, it's not necessarily life-threatening. For some it is. For Michelle, no. But it is life-altering and very debilitating, right? So for those of you that are praying people, I would ask, and I'm sure you have been praying for her, and I would ask that you continue to pray for her. But because of her condition, it has become more and more necessary for me to do the things around the house. Michelle gives me instructions. She's been my greatest earthly teacher. I was trying to find the right way to word that, but that's the perfect way. She has been my greatest teacher, earthly teacher, human teacher. I have learned a lot from her, and she will tell you that I'm a difficult student. Not necessarily the quickest learner, But through trial and error, we learn a little bit at a time. So as I said, though, I have to be looking after the domestic duties around the home. Michelle was very good at those things, and she's a beautiful cook, a beautiful baker, but she's just unable to do those things now. So I do them. Do I do them well? Nowhere near as good as I'd like to, but I am getting better. And I don't say that to toot my own horn. I just say it to say it, I guess. So yeah, that is why I am the homemaker husband. Now, to go along with that, last night when I logged out of my truck computer, and this week was a sort of a different little week, and without going into why my job has, the look of it has changed a little bit, I will say last night when I logged out of my truck computer, satellite, whatever you want to call it, I was showing just shy of 56 hours on the clock. So that means it was a 60-hour week. It just does. 61, really. And I'm always between 55 and 60. So that means 60 and 65 hours a week. So I'm in the truck that long. And I still have to look after the things in the house here, which is not that much when I look around. I mean, I could obviously do more work. But anyway, we've had some people want to complain about our grocery hauls. And they say, why all the processed food? But what they must be thinking is that that's what we're consuming. Just every week, what you see is what we consume. And that's not how it is at all. We have a deep freeze there, and I'm not sure how many cubic feet it is. It's not the big coffin-sized one. It's the next size down. That's full right to the lid right there. And we have the little upright freezer that is pretty full, right? And the fridge freezer as well typically stays fairly full. So an awful lot of what you see us purchase goes in the store. And I've got to reorganize the pantry shelf in there, and when I get that done, I will give you another tour. It's been quite a while since I've given you a tour, and we've made some changes in there as well. So depending on just how in your face these people are that comment, or shall I dare say how ignorant they are, that has a lot to do with how long they stay before they're booted, because that does happen, right? I realize that we're putting ourselves out there in the public eye, and yeah, you're bound to get some less than kind remarks. But as I said, depending on the severity of those comments, you may or may not stay. We have many people here that have watched for years, and they're family, right? They're family. And I'm very glad they're there. So I hope and pray you'll keep watching. And if you're new, that you'll become family. So yeah, we eat pretty healthy, really. Because of my work schedule and whatnot, we do have to eat some frozen foods that come out of a package. But that's not typically the norm. We will maybe do a video that's just basically what we eat in a week. So we should do that. And then you can see, do we deviate a lot? Maybe not. Maybe we do, I don't know. I don't think we're too far out of the norm, right? So anyway, all of that just by way of explanation maybe. And if you've watched this far, good for you. You are diligent and faithful. Thank you very much. So I never want you to think that I'm not praying for each and every one of you. I want you to know that I pray by name for anybody that sends me a prayer request. I always do. I pray for the lot of you. When I say the lot, I mean everybody that's subscribed everybody that watches, I say a prayer. God knows who you are and where you are, right? So yeah, and I know a lot of you tell us that you're praying for us, and thank you. We need prayer. So there's lots of video ideas that I could make or could do, and I'll do as many of them as I can. So once again, it's Kevin the Homemaker Husband saying God bless and bye for now.